look to be a little warm and not as snowy as we've seen lately. I'll keep you up to date, and as always, don't be tripping. Deuces.
You tune into the hottest station in the nation. It is the coolest show, It's Thursday, 10:09 right now here on the Syndicate Show. I think someone sabotaged the studio. Uh-oh. Oh, it is. I wonder if that's in the headphones. Must have been in the headphones. All right, guys, it is that time of the day. It is 10, almost right there. Oh, there we go, 10:10. Go ahead, make your wishes for the day. It says, I know this, and I literally believe something is wrong with this thing today. I know. Dear Lord, please be within the midst of this conversation today. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be accepted in your sight, my strength and my redeemer. Amen. Let's get this day started, y'all. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the data centers today. I have got Brian Luffman's going to be on with me. We also are going to open up the lines after Brian gets finished speaking about the data centers, and then we're going to have you all call in, and so it's going to be I'm just the mediator here, okay? So I'm not for it nor against it, and they've already been throwing rocks at me for just doing this. So don't you want to know a little bit more about these data centers? Everyone's seeing the signs going up, and hey, Rick, something's wrong here. I think somebody done planted a bomb in this place. People's been seeing these signs going up. No data centers, no data centers. I've been looking them up, seeing the information on them. And this is what's happened, you all. All right. So storage units are everywhere, right? Why are there so many storage units? Like where you put your stuff at. I mean, that's one of the biggest growing businesses right now. They just throw them up everywhere because we have too much stuff. We just need to get rid of some things. Same situation, the era that we're living in, data centers, because we store so much information. We create with Chat GPT. We're doing all these things with the internet. That causes data collection. And this is the age of the life that we are gotten into. How many emails do you have that you have not deleted yet? Literally, seriously, like how much stuff do you have? How many pictures do you have saved online? We talked about this last week. Who has a picture folder anymore? Photo album. You can actually go on Facebook and print out a photo album with the pictures that you have taken and posted on Facebook, then delete them. But no, we don't do that. We store all this information, and we're going to constantly store it. We're going to store and store and store. And as we start doing that, they store it somewhere, so they have these huge buildings that they're building all around. We already have. I think there's 2 in Louisville, a couple in Lexington. There's one actually, and that's the best place. My opinion, the best place to put storage centers is in abandoned coal mines. Go underground. They're cool. They don't bother nobody. That would be my ideal spot to put a data center. I always said that. The coal mines that are abandoned are empty. Put them down there. Those would be the best place for them. But they're building them in a lot of places to store all this information that we're putting out. So I know no one wants them in their backyard, and I live in Bergen, and so we'll be talking about that. We're gonna hear both sides of the story today. So at 10:40, if you want to call in and talk about come back and forth on this, the line will be open. It's 859-734-4321. Stop being ugly, guys, especially the ones with these data that don't want the data centers. That's fine. Let's state your case. And there's people that do want them, so respect them as well. All right? Let's be respectful about one another. And that's one thing that I'm seeing about these people. Some of the people that don't want data centers, they are being ugly about it. Like they're showing bad character. All right, don't do that. All right, your mama taught you better. All right, I hope that she did anyways. If not, we're gonna teach you better. All right, don't do that. It's not nice to be ugly. All right, same situation I remember a few years ago about with the hey Rick, yeah. These headphones are going out. Did you have that problem today? Okay. Okay, all right. Well, I just thought somebody sabotaged me there for a second. So But anyways, a few years ago we were saying no solar, no solar, and I was like, okay, no solar. Well, what are they building out there? I just seen this a few days ago. I'm like, what in the world are they building out here? And I see all the power lines going up. They're building a solar farm. So, and then they're building an industrial thing there, like an industrial park that's going to bring, I guess it's bringing in businesses. They're going to have some companies going in out there. So we're constantly always growing. And I know no one is going to be for everything. And there's going to be people that's against stuff as well. But let's learn about it together. Can we do that? And can we do that as respectable individuals? You know, we're not voting on anything here today. We're just providing information for everybody so that everybody at least knows what's going on, what's happening, what are the cons, what are the pros, and not just because I feel like I'm in, I've never really been so targeted today for just trying to do the right thing. I mean, so guys, be respectful. We're going to have Brian Luffman on in the next segment. And then we're going to also have the lines will be open after that for you all to call in and state why you feel for it or against it. A lot of people that I've talked to, they just don't know nothing about it. Well, I don't know. I hear it's going to bring in good tax money. Well, I hear it's going to cause this. It's going to do that. It's going to have a hum, and our water bill is going to go up. Our electric bill is going to go up. My electric bill is already through the roof. I don't even have any appliances in my house yet. I don't. And my electric bill is crazy. I don't even understand it. So, hey, my water bill was $100, and I live in Bergen. I literally had to say, can you print out 6 months of my water bill for me, please? So I don't want costs to go up either. So, but we're going to learn about this thing all together, and we're going to be respectful about it. And if you call in, I don't have a dump button, so I'm just telling you now. So make sure you keep the peace with me, all right? Is that okay with you? It's going to be all right with me. And then we're going to have, after we open up the lines for rebuttal, people to call back and state their case about it, we're going to have my man Jay Parks on, and we're going to be talking about the Rand's Auto Sales Deal of the Day. It's going to be sponsored by who the segment is sponsored by. And then after that, we're going to play some soul music. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to take you to 12 o'clock today. And it's going to be a respected show about data centers. So this is, what is a data center? Anybody know what a data center is? Let me Google it and give you the proper definition of a data center. It's a place where they store information. They already calling. Let's get you the proper data center, all right? Oh gosh, they're everywhere. A data center is, and this is a Google thing of a data harmful to the, okay? This is they're harmful to the environment. And you guys are more than welcome to comment on my page, but be respectful, okay? We are live streaming this as well. And you can go to hometownlive.net and stream it there as well. A data center is a secure, centralized physical facility housing computing infrastructure, servers, storage, and network equipment that stores, processes, and manages massive amounts of data for businesses and AI applications. They enable modern digital life by facilitating cloud computing, internet services, and AI technology. So if you're using the cloud, you guys are using these data centers. Like, all right, so they're going to certain places, and I know we don't want them in our backyard. I know that. But yeah, if you're using the cloud and you're creating Chat GTP and you're doing saving pictures and stuff, this is where this stuff has got to be stored somewhere. We call it the cloud. The cloud is really a data center. So that's what it's all about. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. When we get back, the show is on, baby. We're going to be talking about some data centers that's going on right here in our area, Mercer County. All right? You tuned into the hottest station in the nation. It is the coolest show, you know. I'm your host, DJ Syndicate, right here on the Syndicate Show. I see you. Stop it. I love you guys. All right, we'll be right back real quick.
Harrodsburg Tire and Automotive is a full-service auto center providing a wide range of tire and auto care services. They provide customers with tires of all brands and sizes. Harrodsburg Tire and Automotive can accommodate vehicles from small cars to dually trucks. They offer a lot of auto maintenance services, including brakes, front-end work, alignments, engine repairs, computer diagnostics, tune-ups, oil changes, and so much more. North College Street next to Napa. Give them a call, 734-4563, 734-4563 for Harrodsburg Tire.
Hello, this is Anthony Roy, inviting you to cruise on in to the Anglers Outpost Recreation Boat Show this Saturday. Great giveaways, free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products. Boat show rebates, plus Mercury is offering a 7-year warranty on all new Mercuries sold and registered by March 31st. The new Monterey's and Dockside boats have great deals for you, plus several pontoon lines. See you this Saturday, 9 to 7, during the Anglers Outpost Recreation Boat Show, corner of Highway 27 and 34 in Gary County. Broadcast live 11 to 2 on Z105.
Farmers, Paris Stockyard is making it easier than ever to buy and sell cattle. Paris Stockyard opens its gates to every farmer, every herd, every operation. Paris Stockyard now hosts 2 weekly sales, Mondays at 9 a.m. and Thursdays at 9 a.m., located on US 68 just outside of Paris, Kentucky. They are proud to be farmers doing business with farmers. Support 2 weekly sales at Paris Stockyard every Monday and Thursday at 9 a.m. For full details, visit Facebook and search Paris Stockyard.
Hello, I'm Rich Newsom, Vice President and Loan Officer with Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has been recognized as a top community bank SBA lender in Kentucky 14 consecutive years. We are here to help businessmen and women in Central Kentucky grow their businesses with the right loan to fit their specific needs. Stop by and see me today at our Harrodsburg office located at 570 Chestnut Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
It's 10:20.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by your Ace Hardware of Harrodsburg and Outdoor Power and Rental. Visit Ace Hardware of Harrodsburg for their weekly and monthly specials. North College Street.
Got a chance of showers and sprinkles today. Mostly cloudy, high of 61. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 42. Partly sunny tomorrow, high of 71. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night, low of 54. Partly sunny Saturday, high of 74. Mostly clear Saturday night, low of 54. Mostly sunny Sunday, high of 77.
Meteorologist Chris Jones here, and folks, what wild weather we've had lately. Temperatures have been in the 60s and 70s, pushing 80. And then, boom, we get hit with severe weather, big booming thunderstorms, wind, and then all of a sudden, we're getting snow, and we're getting cold, and it's like, brr. And then, next thing you know, temperatures are going to jump back up into the 60s and 70s. That's right, folks. This weekend, we may even see over 80 degrees on Sunday. A little cold snap comes through for Monday. Temperatures drop back down in the 50s, maybe even the 40s for some. And then guess what? Temperatures are going to be more spring-like. Folks, spring is arriving. The official date of spring is in a couple of days. And folks, the temperatures should match that. Now, does this mean we won't have another cold shot this spring? I can't guarantee that at all. But for the near future, temperatures look to be a little warm and not as snowy as we've seen lately. I'll keep you up to date. And as always, don't be tripping. Deuces.
All right, guys, that was our bootleg meteorologist, Chris Jones. He may not have a meteorology degree, but he knows the weather better than you and me. Check him out on Facebook, Chris Jones with a Y. Then on Sundays, you can catch him at Little Zion Baptist Church in Bergen, where we call him Pastor Jones, where he brings the word of God. Guys, you're tuned in to the Syndicate Show. It is the 19th day of March. Spring is almost here, and the weather is warming up. And we are talking right now, coming to you live from a data center near you. I'm just joking. I'm just going to cut that out. Brian Luffman. Brian, are you there?
I am. How you doing, Sid?
Thanks for coming on to the show. I'm doing good. Brian, what is a data center?
A data center is a huge development of several buildings that store a lot of servers and computers within them, and I think that's essentially the deal. Okay. They process all the information that we use on our phones and our computers every day, and the cloud and everything else under the sun that we use for our lives.
Wow. So how many people are using a data center on a daily basis?
Everybody, I guess. I mean, are you talking about? I don't know what the specific. How many people?
Well, yeah, like I guess if you've got a cell phone, if you're
everybody,
right? Wow. And this is the life that would we ever thought that we would have what's called a data center?
I guess you just never knew that they existed, but you just took it for granted, right?
Right. So now you own the land to where they want to build this data center, correct?
That's right. Right.
How did this come about? Take us from step one to where we are now, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. So I've owned that farm since 2017, in Bergen, just north of Bergen. And we've leased it to the same farmer for many years. He grows corn, soybeans, wheat on it, and it's a great farm. So, we had no intention of selling it. Now, that being said, a bunch of solar developers have reached out to us over the years, and we said no to all of them. And just said blanket, no way we're developing this for solar. But when we got some calls last spring, it was almost a year ago, from some legit developers that were trying to give us an option to pay a lot more on our farm. I didn't say yes to any of them either, but I started thinking, what's going on here? And I reached out to a friend in Chicago who's a commercial developer for data centers and said, can you look at this property and see if we have something of value? It seems like we're getting a ton of phone calls, and I just want to understand what's going on. And he said, Brian, you've got one of the best sites in all of Kentucky.
Whoa.
You're right by a power plant that's expanding. You're within a county that theoretically is pro-development in some ways. Now, I know there's a lot of people in the county that aren't, and that's okay, and that's what makes the world go round. But the site itself kind of selected itself. It just, and then as we went through the process, I asked him, okay, well, is this something you want to kick around? And he said, Brian, I've already asked a few of these large hyperscalers, and that's what you call a customer like an OpenAI or Google or Apple. They build these hyperscale data centers, and he asked a few of them, and they were like, yes, there is legit value in that if they can talk to the community and see if there's a path to a zoning. So, because the path to power is there. It's right there. There's power lines that go right to the south of it. So it's an excellent site. And so we started asking the county late last year, early this year, if it was something they would want to pursue. And here we are. They're still kicking it around. And it's really for the county to decide. It's not for me to decide if there's going to be a data center there. Well, I've just teed the ball up, and they can decide if they want to hit it,
Right. So what has the county been well, hold on real quick, Brian. We have been this whole conversation, like from day one, like all kinds of weird stuff has been happening. I guess the gods that be are in the mix right here. Headphones haven't been working. I've been getting phone calls all morning. So we're right now, if you're tuning in, we are talking with Brian Luffman, the site. You're not the developer. You just own the property, right?
Correct.
What kickbacks have you been getting so far from these data centers? Not from the data centers. I'm sorry. From the planning and zoning.
You mean like financial kickback?
No.
Feedback?
Kickback, like what are they saying to you? Like, no, we can't do this. You can't put this there. Or what is stopping right now progress for the data center?
Well, so there has to be. So there's currently no ordinance or law that says a data center can be built in the county. It doesn't say it can't be built. It's just not explicit at all. So the county did decide if we're going to have one of these, we should have an ordinance that regulates the setbacks and just put some guardrails on it so that developers can't just make them right up against the property line or really huge or really loud. You know what I mean? Just protecting the community. And so they started doing some research on it back, I want to say December, January, and actually took a trip up to see a couple of these data centers. And they're really trying to educate themselves, and I respect that a lot. And I've tried to help them as well from what I've learned and getting them in touch with the right people. In other counties that have data centers in them, they got to speak with some of the people that so they're doing their homework right now, and they hired a consultant. And so from what they put out on public statement, I mean, I haven't been in contact with them all that much, by the way. What they put out public statement was the most recent communication, which was they're going to propose an ordinance. Now, don't make no mistake, that doesn't mean that it's allowed.
Right.
So once they propose an ordinance, all that is here's the roadmap to which how a data center could be developed in our county. Now the fiscal court gets to decide and vote if that is something that you want. And that's a tough decision, right? Because anyone that was at the planning and zoning meeting on February 18th heard me talk and get kind of heckled and whatever. I mean, there was a lot more people there that were opposing this. Now, I think, that's an emotional reaction. They're like, this is new, this is change, I don't like it. You're reading articles about God knows what of all these risks that are somewhat, certainly overstated and in most cases fabricated. It's really just a big building with machines. And granted, there's a lot that goes on with it, but the fear and concern about it is way overblown. And so there's a lot of positive momentum for it too, and people just aren't hearing that because The people that are in favor of this they're scared to speak up. Like it took some guts for me to stand up there, and I didn't really like it. I'll be honest, but I just wanted to show my face, and thank you for giving me a platform to talk about it today. I'm here to answer all your questions, Sid. So let me have it. I'll be honest as I can be.
So they're saying will this create your electric bills to go up?
No. In fact, I mean, I can almost emphatically say no, because I think the government, federal and state, have both made statute or laws or proposed laws that say that the data center and the hyperscaler are going to be the ones that have to pay a tariff rate. So they pay the higher rate. And to be honest, I think they're going to be paying so much that the utilities are trying very hard to land these deals, and they don't want communities to fight it. So if everybody's power bills are going up, that means that's the last data center that gets built in Kentucky, and the utility doesn't want that. So from what I've heard and from what I've seen in other counties, the utilities are not a problem. And in fact, a lot of these counties that have data centers, I've heard from groups that said that their water bills went down, actually, and their property tax bills went down.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's not a guarantee, but because the data center is paying so much, the county's budgets are much more robust, and they can take some of the burn off of the citizens.
Well, and then the other thing they're saying is it creates water scarcity and contamination of the water.
So the water scarcity is incredibly overblown. Now, some old data centers used to do that, like use a ton of water to cool these systems because these computers run hot, as you can imagine. They've changed that system to where these data centers don't use any more water than a local Kroger or a Walmart, and that's a fact.
Okay.
And this now I can't speak to the contamination, but they're not using much sewer either because they're recirculating all this water that's pure water going through these pipes, and then they use some of their energy, which costs them money to do it this way, by the way. They'd rather use a ton of water and cool this stuff off and evaporate the water off and cool it cheaper, but they don't. They pay the extra money to do the evaporative cooling or the cooling within the closed system, so they don't get this water usage problem or the contamination. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Now, what about the grid's instability? Like, so could it cause? I heard that it could cause blackouts because we use so much power, it'll weaken the grid to where the houses and the people around it can lose power.
Yeah, I know that KU is doing a huge study on this right now, currently for this site in anticipation that it might happen. So they're a public utility. They can't have blackouts and brownouts. That's going to cause huge, massive people are going to be upset. And they have a commitment and they have to serve the community. And these things have been around. These data centers have been around for 15, 20 years, as you can imagine, ever since you've had a cell phone, Sid.
Yeah.
So, all these issues, like the constituents in these counties that have data centers aren't saying them. It's the hypotheticals, the people that are scared who have never experienced it. Most people who live near data centers are just say, there's no big deal.
They're just there's a big building right over here. Now, what about the do they make a
Everyone has to say, I love it. I love how you went extra long. Yeah.
Do they make that type of noise?
You got to ask some of the county officials who went up and saw the ones up in Ohio recently. They saw the most modern ones, and from what I heard, and I'm going to ask them next time I get a chance to. I haven't been in communication with them. They said it was no issue.
Okay.
It was actually surprisingly quiet. And granted, you don't know. I mean, right? You could hear a little bit, but like any factory, any road that gets expanded, the noise level goes up, and these are just parts of life. But I don't think it's not going to be this like, oh my God, I can't sleep the way people are making it sound. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, is there any health issues with these? Because they have a low frequency, or air pollution or respiratory issues that's linked to these.
I don't believe so. I mean, you could go down a rabbit hole on Google or ChatGPT and probably find some anecdotal stuff, but you can find that on anything. I mean, on the cell phone that I'm talking on right now, you could say you just type in cell phone brain radiation, and
Yeah.
God knows how many articles would pop up, but we put those on our head every day.
Every day.
Like, again, these things have been around for 20 years. And if they were a true health risk, do you think our government would allow them to continue to be built in America? I don't believe so.
Well, and our local state rep signed some legislation, actually was on a sponsor for data centers in Frankfurt this session. So, I mean, I trust her judgment, you know.
Well, can I tell you why?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's risk. So no lawmaker wants to put people at risk, their constituents at risk, right? So why would they say yes to this? That's the big question, right?
Right.
And there's a lot of people that live near my farm that are like, that probably think I'm an awful person for even bringing this up. And I apologize to all of them, because it's not, I didn't pick this farm, but what it is, and why these lawmakers are getting behind it, and why a lot of the local officials are getting behind it in Harrodsburg, is because the numbers are massively important to your community if you do it.
What are the numbers? What are they?
So the current, and this is what Grayson Evans put out, your economic development chairman. So he did the math. The current property tax, the current value of all property in Mercer County that they're taxing on, where you pay your property taxes on your land, farm, or buildings, et cetera, is $2 billion. So if you needed to double the tax base in Mercer County, you need to go up to $2 billion more. You'd have to expand, double the amount of houses, businesses, roads, et cetera, everything, right?
Right.
Or you put a data center on this farm and you increase it to $12 billion or more. It adds $10 billion. It's 5 times the money. And so that's why you see Grayson fighting for this thing openly. That's why you see Bergen's school superintendent standing up despite a whole lot of people that didn't want him to, and saying, listen, I know there's risks, but what this could do for our teachers, our city workers, our infrastructure, our roads, our parks, the budgets are so big from this. And it all comes from a customer who wants to run data through it.
Right.
So whether it's a OpenAI or and all that money flows into your county to the benefit of 25,000 to 30,000 people. I'm not sure how many. And the numbers are so immense that you see lawmakers, local, federal, and state all backing it. Not all. There are some people that hesitate and they just want it to be a farm forever, and you're not going to change those people's minds. But most people look at the math and they're like, it's shockingly good. And you're like, okay, there's risk with everything. This one's worth the risk. My developer who would love to develop this farm, and he's waiting on the planning and zoning, has said to me, Brian, this is the most efficient and easy way for a county to massively improve their fiscal and financial situation that has ever been created on planet Earth.
Wow. So
and I don't disagree with him.
Before you bought the farm, who owned the farm?
I think it was part of the Anderson Circle farm years ago. Okay. Then I believe, I think the progression was that Peterson Farms, who is the current tenant on the farm, owned it. Then they sold it to a doctor, and that doctor owned it for a few years and sold it to me in 2017.
So it's been sold several times. So the people that sold it, they had no intentions that if you know what's the worst, it's almost like they were sitting at a casino slot machine, right? And the last person got up off of it, and the next person sat down and hit the jackpot on it, right? Is that basically kind of how it worked out? I guess so. Yep. Wow. So, but we sat there at that slot machine for 8 years, and it's still, and there's not been a jackpot yet. Sid, so far it's been a nightmare. I just keep pulling levers, and everyone's getting mad at me about bringing a $10 billion plus development to Mercer County. But I mean, I don't know. Wow. No jackpot yet. Now, and frankly, the real jackpot, I'm going to be honest, the real jackpot is for the county and for the developer. It's like, we sell our farm for a gain, but my life goes on if I don't sell this farm for a gain or not. Right. This is not, you know what I mean? Like, and the amount of money that flows through this thing there'll be more money made in that county every year than what I make on this farm. So that's not the real thing. Is not let's make sure Brian pulls the slot machine and hits the jackpot. It's can this county get behind the opportunity to possibly massively increase your budgets, and every teacher, cop, EMS worker, et cetera, looks at their next check
with huge eyes, like what just happened. You know what I mean? And that's going to happen. And people's tax bills should probably go down too, honestly. Like the county's not going to know how to spend all the money.
Right. So that's what they were saying, that I've heard, and I've been hearing, I've heard both sides of this, So I'm kind of been like, whoa. But they said if you're a homeowner, your school taxes in Bergen definitely will go down.
Yeah,
and
I would think. I can't promise that.
Right.
That's their decision, but it sure seems like it would.
And then they said that I heard that Bergen was going to build a new school, and they were going to have a football field and a whole sports complex. And they actually, this is what I was told, that if it came in that Bergen would have a new school, it would be built behind Little Zion Baptist Church. There would be a swimming pool. I mean, they just, like, literally, it was like Bergen would turn into a whole nother place. Is that possible with this?
I mean, whatever their budget is right now, if it goes up 5 times that, you tell me, Sid. It sure seems like it.
Wow.
All right. I mean, I'm not the one in charge of that. The school board is, but I know for a fact that quite a few of the school board members in Bergen are very much in support of this.
Now, if this thing gets built, right? When would they start? Say everything happens and they decide, okay, we're going to do this. When will it? What's the steps of this happening? When will they shovel hits the ground? When will the first building be built? How many buildings will be built? And when would it stop construction? About how long would it take for the construction to stop?
Sure. So let's say planning and zoning issues the ordinance in April or May. Fiscal court decides upon it and votes and does vote in favor to allow these with guardrails in Mercer County. Then our developer, we tell him, and by the way, he's going to make his name or the company name known sometime soon.
So we don't no one knows what company it is right now, right?
I mean, I do, but no. And so
go ahead.
And because we don't want it to look like there's this like evil lurking like thing that is like they propose this ordinance and then we don't know who's going to develop it. And it could be some foreign Bitcoin mining company with no regard for humanity. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they all are like that, but
I'd say
this would be.
I'm thinking it's Apple because they just did the deal with Corning, and for it to be for the logistics for Apple, I would think we're already doing glass right here. We've already invested in Mercer County with Corning. Now let's put us a data center right here.
Yeah, it's possible.
Mm-hmm. So is it Apple?
I can't tell you.
I know.
But no, here's what I'll disclose. That within the next, I'd say 4 to who knows, maybe even 2 weeks, but maybe even a month or two, we're gonna issue the name of the developer. And actually, and the reason is we want to make sure. And the developer, by the way, is not going to be Apple. Okay. So his customer could be Apple. So what will happen is this will be a commercial contractor who wants to do a build to suit for a data center. So they would buy the property, they would negotiate the contract with KU to take the energy. All of that would probably happen over the summer into the fall. And then they would start their build and actually engage with a customer. So there's a developer and there's a customer, and the customer could be Apple, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the person that will take over that building, lease it from or purchase it from the developer and sign a contract with KU to take the power. And I can assure you, this company, when it's announced, they've got an incredible reputation. People will be pleased to hear once they research about this, and they'll put out actually an RFP or even just a sign-up sheet for local contractors to come in and sign up to potentially work on the roads, the building, the HVACs, et cetera, whatever they can do, because this developer wants to have a sterling reputation so that other communities are like welcoming them to their communities to build data centers there. So they're going to really try to really be a good citizen of the county. And so then from there, let's say we engage the developer this summer, we announce them sometime soon. They start the communications with KU, and then it's about a 2-year process from where they start doing all the planning, site plans, putting it in for building permits and whatever else needs to be done before they put a shovel in the ground. Wow. And then the data center probably won't even turn on until 2028, honestly. So it's just going to be, it'll be a construction project for 12 to 18 months is my guess. And then it'll be ready to go. And then you'll have 200, more or less full-time employees, which is a good, not great, I mean, but the tax revenue is immense. That's the big.
Well,
thing.
also
once
too.
Once it goes.
Well, some of my research I've seen about it is they are looking for electricians, because and then what happens is these journeymen, these electricians, there's not enough electricians out there or HVAC people that are needed for all these construction sites. So they travel with them. After that site's up, they'll travel to the next one and build. So it's an opportunity for kids to get a trade and learn a trade and create a career.
Exactly.
But it sounds like they're building these like a shopping center, and then they'll put a Kroger's in there, and then they'll put a Save-A-Lot in at the other end, and they'll put like a Chinese restaurant in there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what type of data center you've seen, but I don't think that's what they look like, Sid.
Like a strip mall. You know what I'm saying? That's basically.
Yeah, but it'll be a complex. I don't think there's going to be a Chinese restaurant. I don't even think there's any commercial going to be in it. It's literally they'll make it look pretty. They'll put landscaping in and hills, they'll make sure it's less visible as possible. Even though it's just a building,
right.
It doesn't look any different than the Corning plant. Probably look better, honestly. If you look them up, anyone can look it up what a hyperscale data center looks like, and most of them look fine.
Well,
but they won't be.
Corning's right in the middle of a neighborhood, right
there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was one.
Can I say one thing? Just because I'm sure the neighbors, no matter what I say about the numbers or the lack of risk or anything, are still like, screw this, and I can't believe this guy's doing this in my backyard. And I get it. I completely get it. And there's also a lot of, and so it is what it is. Like that's, if the county chooses to do this, and this is the perfect site, as everyone has said to me, then it ends up there, and hopefully they'll be good neighbors. And honestly, it's not going to be as bad as anyone thinks. But a lot of people have said, well, why can't it be at the industrial park, or why can't it go somewhere else? Well, I mean, I'll be honest, you're screwing up other people's backyards at that point. Now, that's kind of a little bit of a self-centered view of it, because,
right.
If they put it at the industrial complex, and that's what a lot of people have been saying, like now you're talking about putting 2 miles worth of new high voltage power lines through a bunch of people's backyards to get the power to that, because there's not enough power to that industrial site to create a data center, not even close. So it's kind of a non-starter. That's why whenever anybody says that, it goes in one ear and out the other of a developer or the county or anybody. They're like, no, it's this site because it's right by the power plant and it's got the power lines already there. We're not disrupting anything,
Right. Wow. This is a touchy topic. This is, Brian.
I know.
You about to get me jacked up for lunch. and you're not paying me. Nobody's paying me to have you on. We're just
heck no.
So yeah, people I've done got criticized just for getting information out. So
I know.
I'm gonna open the lines up as soon as we get off, and allow people to call in and state the opposition. You know what I'm saying? So
that's fine.
That way. Well, you won't be able to be on the line, I don't think.
That's okay. Well, that's even fine. That's fine too. And I will say, you're going to hear a whole lot more opposition than you hear positivity. But behind the scenes, and when I talk to people, it is way more positive than anybody will ever know. And that's just the way life is these days. The people that are upset are the ones that make the most noise, and that's okay. And they have a right to. This is a free country, and they should vocalize it. And if what they say changes the minds of Mercer County to where they don't do this data center, despite all the financial windfalls, then so be it. That's their decision as the leaders. But you got to put the trust in the leaders of our county and the fiscal court to take all of all the public comments, all the Facebook posts, everything else and all the trips that they've taken these data centers and all the math, and they'll look at it and they'll make a good decision for the county.
Right.
And that's the way it goes.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. You got any last words before we go?
No, Sid, thanks for doing what you do. I think Bergen's lucky to have you getting the topics out and having this voice of fun and excitement going on and what's going on in the community. So keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome.
I appreciate it, brother. We're just trying to get it out there for the people.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, well, I'll talk with you later, Brian. I'm going to open up the lines right now, okay?
Okay.
All right, later.
See you.
All right, 859-734-4321. The line is open. If someone wants to call in right now and tell us some opposition about the data centers, the lines are open. We've heard from the farm owner, from Brian Luffman, just now, who told us his side of the story. So the ones that are not for data centers 859-734-4321. We're just trying to get. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Mr. Brown. Can you turn your radio down, please?
Yes, I can.
I'm sorry about that. Okay, so tell us your views on the data centers.
Well, my views on the data center would be the only people excited about a data center coming is the ones going to make the money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to trickle down to us regular folks. It's not going to come down to us. They're not sending me a check for it being there.
Mm-mm.
And in the long run, it could end up costing me money.
Okay, how's that?
Well, like I said, he's promoting it's not going to affect electric bills. It's not going to affect water bills. That's what he's saying, whoever you had on the show.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everywhere else, you research, it is affecting people in that way. Water shortages, all kinds of stuff. So where he's getting his information is based on him wanting it to come.
Well, he owns the
Let's
property. He
get
owns the
somebody
property.
on here that's opposite of it. Let's find somebody that's opposite to get on the radio and do their study of the bad things about it. That's all I'm saying. Let's have both on.
That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. That's why the lines are open for. That's why you called for it.
Okay, you have it open for me, a basic person calling. I want a professional that's over data systems like him, thinking he knows it all about it. Have somebody else come and do their point of view about it.
Okay, we could do that. We could do
And
that.
that's all I've got to say. That's about it. I mean, I don't see it being a good thing other than for the people to make money off of it.
Okay, appreciate that. Let's be.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem,
Have
buddy.
a good day.
You too, sir. All right, the lines are now open again. Hold on, let him hang up. Dang, y'all quick. All right, there we go. All right, caller, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. It's, you don't have to state your name or anything, but are you for or against the data centers?
Against.
Okay, tell us a little bit why.
Well, I have been studying data centers since the paper came out that they were hiring Curry Roberts to help the planning and zoning come up with rules and regulations, and I've followed Mr. Lefman and what he's been doing with our local government, and I'm against it because it's going to impact all of us, and including the historic horse farms that are in the area. It's going to impact our water and our, increased industrial wastewater, and it's going to raise our electric bills. And there are real case studies that have been done to these points, despite what Mr. Leftman said. Additionally, I would be incredibly interested in coming into your show and giving my own uninterrupted 30-minute discussion on data centers.
Okay, that's fine. You sure that platform is open for you. Hello?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay. After the show, just you know how to get in touch with me on Facebook, right?
I've already messaged you on Facebook.
Okay.
My name's Diane Floyd.
Okay. All right, Diane. Well, we'll have you on the show.
That'd be great.
All right.
Thanks. Do you want me to go ahead and get off so you can have other callers?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yep, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem, Diane. All right, guys. This is what we're talking about. Data centers. We got to get the information out. I'm going to get in trouble. I didn't take a break. Sorry. Go ahead. This is one a little bit important. All right, go ahead. Hello, is this Miss Hefner?
Yes. It makes Korea now, but yes.
Oh, I don't know if you Canada Hugh. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to have some fun.
We're a little extra special, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Miss Hefner. Tell us where you stand at with the situation.
So where I stand, first off, I just want to address kind of a big elephant in the room. I think I speak for a lot of us citizens that we kind of resent being reduced down to some local yokels who are scared of change and development, when that's far from the case. We're a group of intelligent people simply wanting to protect our homes, our families in this beautiful bluegrass area of Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say that first.
Okay.
And a few key points I think a lot of us have concerns I'm just going to briefly touch on are there are legitimate health concerns. Locally, Dr. Rick Angel has conducted a lot of thorough research and spoke at the meeting about many health effects that would affect people within miles of this data center. There's environmental concerns. The term closed loop gets used a lot, and it makes it sound like, hey, no contaminated water, when that's far from the case. And we also have a unique set of circumstances here in Kentucky with aquifers, with all the rivers that run supply to us, the drainage to Harrodsburg Lake, all of those things. And just beyond this, something I would speak to personally because I have experience in it and it's not being talked about. We keep getting these golden promises of tax revenue and whatnot, but something we're not looking at is we have to have a strong fire department infrastructure to respond to these data center events. And it doesn't take much research to find that. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath carrying my toddler around. But you look even up in Ohio near Washington Township, Jerome Township, whatnot, and in addition to regular inspections, they're responding 2 times a month to emergency calls, lights and sirens. And these are in urban places. Here in Bergen, we have a volunteer fire department. I used to be a volunteer firefighter. I have a lot of respect for what they do. But we just simply don't have the infrastructure to respond to these sorts of things. And I could go on and on and on. But that's kind of my point. We are informed, intelligent citizens. And I'm not talking about, oh, we did a Google search and we went to this shady site that says what we want to hear. This is places like Harvard, University of Michigan, the International Association of Firefighters, environmental groups. We have a lot of concerns, and we're not anti-development, but we are pro-safety of the people living here and our families in our beautiful farmland.
And so, do you agree that we need to be responsible by the way that we store data then? Because we're creating,
yes,
we are creating these monsters ourselves.
So, okay, I'm going to provide a caveat to that. You are right in some aspects, but look at the same thing as like climate change. Now, I'm a little bit of a hippy dippy. I recycle. I build things, like I deconstruct old buildings and reconstruct new sheds out and reuse as much as I can, whatnot. But is it my suburban truck that's causing the issues? Or is it the millionaires and billionaires flying around every day in their private jets?
Well,
I think we need to be realistic and look at the data centers. One, some of us are realizing this AI stuff is getting pushed on us, or the cloud storage, and we don't need it, but it's there. But some of us have learned how to navigate around and not use it. But we are not the main percentage of what's driving the use of these data centers.
What is?
It's these larger corporations trying to shove down these different algorithms, AI programs, whatnot. And I'm not just saying this from a political standpoint or anything like that. I have a lot of very good friends that are software engineers, and they're telling me about their concerns as well.
Okay. This is a huge topic. It is. It really is.
Yeah, and there's a lot of legit. I was shocked how much reputable, legitimate research is out there. And you got to look at Congress. I mean, again, not political. I'm not usually a fan, but there's a lot of senators, including ones like Bernie Sanders, starting to go, wait a second. Maybe we don't know enough yet. Maybe we need to hit pause, do more studies,
we've already
research, and make sure we're doing this the safest way possible.
I believe we've opened up
before
the Pandora.
we go put them everywhere.
I believe we've opened up Pandora's box.
Yes, sorry, I'm very good at that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Let me see if we can get some more callers on real quick, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me the time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right, guys, give it just a second. 859-734-4321. The lines are open. We got a few more minutes left. We'll be talking about data centers. If you want to call in and state your case. But yeah, guys, we're using a lot of information. We're texting, emails, saving pictures, chat GPT, creating AI characters and that nature. Those stuff gets backed up on what's called the cloud. 859-734-4321. If you want to call in for or against, here we go. Got 1 minute, 30 seconds. Hello, caller, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Cody Stinnett, and I'm a concerned resident. I was looking at or listening to Brian's little speech he had there, and you know these data centers they push for these rural communities, these small small towns, they have fewer people to organize at first. They got weaker zoning rules, and the local leaders might see dollar signs from tax revenues. But the problem is with the tax revenues, Kentucky just passed House Bill 775, and what House Bill 775 is, it vastly expands sales and use tax exemptions for qualified data center projects. Before, those tax breaks were mostly limited to big spots like Louisville. Now it opens them up based on county population tiers, making it way easier for projects in rural areas to get massive tax breaks on equipment if they hit investment minimums. Now, where is the taxes coming from if we have just passed House Bill 775?
Okay. I would say
Where's
probably
the money going?
I don't know. So what I would, was a good question to ask, but I would, if I was to guess, I would say about the value of the property, the assessment. You know, you pay property tax, property value, whatever the property value is assessed at.
Right, but who's going to be paying that? Because the data center is going to be getting tax breaks on that.
Good question. Good question to have. That's House Bill 775, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll do our research. As a matter of fact, was that passed by the state of Kentucky, or was that passed by Congress?
That was passed with the governor's signature.
In
2025.
2025 for the KR Kentucky statute?
No, it's House Bill 775.
Yes, is that
Kentucky House Bill 775?
Kentucky House Bill, okay.
Yes.
That was passed last year, right?
Yes, in March.
Okay. And that's in effect right now. And because these data centers are going up. My suggestion is put them underground. That's what and that's High Bridge has a data center down in the caves down there as well. A big one, a massive one down there. And if I would say Eastern Kentucky, abandoned coal mines, perfect spot for them.
As long as they're not here, yes, sir. I also just want to add that my name is Cody Stinnett, and I am an official write-in candidate for the Mercer County Magistrate 2 race.
All right, vote right in Cody.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Cody, for coming on. All right, buddy. All right, it's Cody Stinnett writing in. Guys, we'll be right back. You're tuned into the hottest station in the nation. It is the coolest show, you know. It's 11:01. We've went over. That's okay. It's on the Syndicate Show. When we come back, I'm going to have my man Jay Parks on. We may be talking still about data centers. Then we're going to have some cool jams. That's right. We're going to have some soul music here on the Syndicate Show. 859-734-4321. Oh, that was still calling in. We'll be right back real quick. Real to the quick.
This is WHBN Harrodsburg, The Rooster, broadcasting on AM 1420 and now
Hello.
FM 99.5. Now, the news.
NBC News Radio.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie, and if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance, all 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes. Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text CHEER to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text CHEER to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text CHEER to 797979. That's CHEER to 797979.
Democrats are holding strong in their opposition to the Save America Act, which has stalled on Capitol Hill. California Congressman Ted Lieu says the stepped-up rules to block non-citizens from voting will prevent many Americans from being able to register.
I'm not opposed to voter ID requirements for voting. I'm opposed to stupid voter ID requirements.
He says that under the Republicans' plan, a driver's license would not be good enough to register to vote. And he says it's a solution in search of a problem. Illegal immigrant voting is rare, he says, and has never swung an election. If you're looking to get in a little summer kiss on your skin, there's only one way to do it safely, and today is the day. More from Bree Tennis.
Today is National Spray Tan Day, very popular since the 90s, but it was actually discovered in the 1860s when a researcher was trying to find a substitute for sugar. but instead found a chemical that can tan the skin. We've come a long way from the orange streaks of yesterday's tanners, but know before you glow, exfoliate before, that makes it last longer, and use sunblock after, so you only look like you've been in the sun. I'm Bree Tennis.
A trailer has been released for Marvel Studios' Spider-Man Brand New Day. A fourth installment in the franchise sees Tom Holland reprise his role as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. It follows him as he deals with the fact that the world forgot that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and his friends don't remember him. The rest of the cast includes Zendaya, Michael Mando, Sandy Sink, and Mark Ruffalo. Spider-Man Brand New Day hits theaters on July 31st. And a new Labubu movie is now in early development. Last December, The Hollywood Reporter said a deal was in the works to make a movie based on the popular dolls, with Paddington director Paul King lined up to direct. The plot and official title of the movie are still under wraps. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Bull County Recycling Center on the Danville Bypass will be temporarily closed beginning Monday and going through April the 6th. The closure will allow them to begin to make the move to their new location located on North Stewart's Lane. During the closure of the bypass location, they're directing people to drop off their recyclables at the Ghost Pike Convenience Center. They also said they plan to have an open house soon at the new facility as soon as they can. Eva McDowell is encouraging teenagers interested in exploring a career in healthcare to apply for the Summer Student Volunteer Program. The program is sponsored by Eva McDowell Health Volunteer Services and is available for students ages 14 through their senior year of high school. Those students accepted into the program also participate in the Experimental Learning Days, which brings all student volunteers together for presentations and interactive sessions led by different departments. If you or your student is interested, contact Eva McDowell Volunteer Services at 859-239-1208. The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife has opened up a new public shooting range in Georgetown. It's at the Veterans Memorial Wildlife Management Area, and it officially opened yesterday. They say that new public shooting range will provide for safe and affordable shooting opportunities for hunters and shooting enthusiasts. It cost $4.7 million, but a majority of that was funded through the federal Pittman-Robertson Wildlife Restoration Act and a program that was specifically established for the construction and expansion of public target ranges. I'm Joe Mathis.
Kentucky has one of the most expansive state park systems in the nation. For decades, the parks have been bringing people together for family reunions, fishing, hiking, and a wealth of other activities. What's your favorite memory of a Kentucky state park? Unfortunately, it takes more than governmental support to keep the parks vibrant. The Kentucky State Parks Foundation raises money to create educational programs for elementary school kids to connect them with nature, handicapable hiking trails, and the preservation of historical artifacts. Make a tax-deductible donation online at KentuckyStateParksFoundation.org.
Sundays just got tastier at Shaker Village. Gather family and friends for a Sunday buffet at the trustees table, where homestyle comfort meets fresh flavor. Fill your plate with 2 chef's choice entrees, savory sides, a garden fresh salad, and homemade bakery breads. Adults dine for just $24.95. Kids 3 to 12, $12.95, and children under 3 dine for free. Lunch from 11:30 to 3. Dinner from 5 to 8. Make a reservation at ShakerVillageKY.org or call 859-734-5411.
Is your car in need of a shine? Keep it sparkling all month long with Safari Falls Car Wash. Locally owned, locally loved. Come visit us at Safari Falls. Your car deserves the best, and so do you.
Free vacuums, free towels, free interior and glass cleaner. Everything you need to shine inside and out, included with every wash.
We have your car covered with unbeatable service around the clock. Our Jane Trail location is open 24/7 for your car care needs.
It's 11:08.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by the Old Bus Station Restaurant, offering good old-fashioned home cooking. Open for breakfast at 6 weekdays and Saturday at 8. The Old Bus Station Restaurant on South Greenville Street in Harrodsburg.
It's going to be partly sunny today with a high of 65. Mostly clear tonight, low of 45. Partly sunny tomorrow, high of 72, wind gust to 26. We got a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night. Mostly cloudy, low of 54. Mostly sunny Saturday, high of 74. Mostly clear Saturday night, low of 54.
All right, guys, you're tuned into the hottest station in the nation. It is the coolest show, you know. You're right now here with me this Thursday on the Syndicate Show. And where is my man Jay at? Really, Jay? See if we can get a. And also, while we wait on Mr. J, I like to congratulate. I see the picture that they did for my man Judge Dotson right there. That there's a real good picture that a dedication ceremony to Judge Dotson. Hold on, buddy. Hello, Jay Parks, are you there?
Oh, yes. Hey.
What happened, huh?
What did it do, Sid?
What happened
My
to
bad.
you?
Hold on. Let me get you to my phone.
Get you to my phone.
Get you clicked over. My bad. I was on my Batman watch.
Oh.
My phone was sitting on my desk.
Well, you got a delay time then, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
man,
took a while for it to catch up.
Yeah, we have, I think, I poked the bear today, buddy.
What'd you do?
Well, I had on this dude named Brian Luffman. He owns. All right, Jay. What would you do? All right, you own some property, right? Somebody says, "Okay, hey, man, I want to buy your property. I'm gonna put a data center right there. I'm gonna give you, I don't know how much money, but it's just like ching. You know what I'm saying? What would you do?
Yes.
What would you do? Would you sell your property?
It depended. If I was going to still try to live in Harrodsburg, I probably wouldn't take the money. But if I was going to take the money and run, then yes, I'd take the money and run. But I don't want to have to deal every time you go in the grocery store, Walmart, the library. People going to be just mean mugging you. You might be trying to fight you, anything over at data center, boy. It's got people emotional.
Oh, I know. I did the show today. They was calling me this morning, man. Like, how dare you have him on your show? Like, what? I can't. That's what the show's all about.
You might get death threats over that.
No, I opened it up for both sides, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not biased. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent in all situations. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not. I use the platform so we can get the information now, so people can understand. Okay, because there are people that are for it. And there are people
Not
that
many, from what I gather. There ain't many people for it.
Really?
I mean, like I said, I'm outside looking in. Really hadn't did too much research, but just seeing people's comments, what's happening in Mercer County. And, a lot of people showed up for the meeting they had.
I was there.
Yeah, they are. You should have seen the Mexican restaurant was sold out after the meeting. And I thought it was like a church event or, a banquet at school or something. They're like, nah, we just left the meeting. At the data center.
Yeah, buddy. Mm-hmm.
So
they're passionate about it, which I don't blame them.
Yeah. It is what it is. But I do know this. I do know that it does affect the water supply, and we already be having issues with water supply just even when a flood happens.
Yeah, my house got flooded, and the data center will be going literally a mile from my house, Jay. So, like, if anybody's not closer to it than me, like, it's literally behind my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not like I ain't got no parts in this mess. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But we've been hearing, just the no side, so I wanted to get the yes side on, and then let people call in and respectfully see, because this has been showing, people's been showing like ugliness, man.
Oh well, yeah. It's I hate to say it in this fashion, but the administration has opened it up for people to just be nasty, total one-sided with any regards to the other people's positions.
Man, that's not right.
Yeah, it's not right, but it's the way that the world is at the moment.
Yeah. Now, you must be a Democrat. What? I'm an independent.
Yeah, why? Because I think this way that you just placing me in a whole category. It's just like when they go to vote. I'd say half of Mercer County doesn't even read the ballots. They just check either red or blue.
Yeah. And that's sad. We was talking about this in Bible study yesterday, that partiality. Like what? Have you ever thought, like, just judge somebody because you thought they were a certain way?
I have.
See?
I have.
Ain't that bad?
It is bad. I don't do it as much now just because I've been around the world a little bit more and You know, I've learned that you can't read a book by its cover.
Right.
You know, but I do see people just judge people just based off one thing all the time. You know.
Man, they see somebody. Go ahead.
I kind of do. There's no point in me lying. I kind of do, depending on certain things. Like most of the people, I'm not saying all, but generally most of the people, I can tell when you don't want to shake my hand or you don't squeeze my hand when we're meeting, you know, introduction, and it just leads me all into the belief, like, why don't you want to squeeze my hand? Why don't you look me in the eye? Why don't you want to squeeze? You know what I mean? It's like you don't even, I call it the limp hand.
I know, right?
Yeah, you ever try to shake somebody's hand when other people introduce you and they look off and they hit you with the limp hand? It's like they just set it out there and you do what you want to with it. Yeah, like when people do that, I automatically don't like you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just feel like that is the most disrespectful thing that you could do. Like when you're meeting somebody, is not look them in the eye and not acknowledge that you're shaking their hand.
There's a guy that I went to school with from Harrodsburg High School, and you know who he is. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he's in Frankfurt, and I see him all the time. And I say, "Hey, how you doing?" And he'll give me an ugly look, like, "Don't talk to me." He's the only person I think has ever, and I just, every time I see it, I just keep doing it. Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing?
I want to make it worse.
You just want to be ugly for, what do you have against me? And so people like that, I give them extra cheer. I do. Just bring the evil out of them, you know? It's sad.
I'm a firm believer. I don't know if you see my post the other day, but here's what I did. Once I find out that you don't like me, I try to make it worse.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna give you now because you like me for no reason. You dislike me for no reason. Now I'm gonna give you a reason.
Give you a reason, yeah. I'm gonna shine in your face. Yeah, I got a few haters out there. The one that jumped on me because I called you the walking man's friend. How dare you call him the walking man's friend? Disgrace to so-and-so. He was the walking man's friend. Like, there's only one walking man.
Friend, there's movies, there's books. Did they copyright it? Did they pay the people to make the movie?
I don't know. But and then there's like one dude said, I'd rather listen to elevator music than listen, but probably listening right now. Right?
Yeah, so why don't you change the channel then?
Right. That's how the people got hate in their heart. That's okay. God forgives you. It's okay, baby. That's what my nana would say. It's all right, baby. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's all right, baby. They'll learn.
You'll be okay. Man, so Jay, you at Rand's Auto now, right? RAYYAN. Say it again.
Say it again. Rand Autos. Yes, sir.
Over in Lexington.
Right here on New Circle. Yes, sir.
So
we're in the hot spot.
Tell us about what y'all got over there.
I've got a little bit of everything. I've got stuff for people with bad credit, people with good credit, people with no credit. I've got quite a few electric vehicles in my inventory. I think right now I got about 5 Teslas.
Okay.
Some of them Ys. I got Model 3s.
Ooh.
I've got pickup trucks, Escalades. I've got a Corvette C8 out here, standing tall in Kentucky Blue, tinted all the way out. Yeah, man, I've got 2500s, half tons, minivans, Malibus, RAV4s. I've got a well-rounded variety here. We usually keep at least about 80 cars in stock, with some more vehicles on our overflow lot. So we're trying to get it on and popping. We're going to have a big Capital One event next month.
Okay.
They're going to have the lenders will be physically in the store. So if you happen to catch yourself with one of those Capital One mailers, make sure you get on in and take advantage of the opportunity. And they're giving special rates for what I call unqualified buyers. So you may not deserve a 9% rate. You might deserve a 24.9. But for this sales event, the bank will be waiving certain things and getting you special rates to help kind of keep your payments down. Yeah, so we're ready for action.
So if they want, they got a number they can call?
Oh, man, you can reach me at 859-785-1777. And, you can reach out to me from 9 to 6 every day but Sunday. We are closed.
Okay. They'll give you 1 day off a week.
Yeah. Well, I'm off on Wednesday, too. Let's not get it confused.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean we won't sell you a vehicle just because I'm not here.
Hey, All right. And then, do you ever judge anybody by the car they drive?
I do not anymore.
Anymore.
Yeah, I've been doing this long enough to know that you don't judge a book by its cover. The person pull up in the raggediest car might come in and pay cash.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jay.
So, there's people pull up in brand new cars that owe $30,000 too much, and they can't get out without putting $30,000 down. So, you never can judge a book by its cover.
And struggling to make a car payment.
Hard out there for a young man.
I know. I've seen people with brand new houses that have brand new houses and ain't got no furniture in it.
Yeah, that's bad business.
That's me now. I don't have no furniture.
Well, you got it. This is on its way.
I know.
I know. You got you on back order.
I feel like it's coming from China, man. I really do. It's probably stuck over in the Gulf somewhere. They done blew up a ship and just got my stuff on it, man.
They done put some tariffs on there for you.
I know. Gas prices done went up. They're going to send me another invoice. I can't stand the gas prices.
New bill.
Man, the gas ain't, and it's going up more, Jay. I think we're going to see $5 a gallon of gas.
Well, we're definitely going to see $4.50.
All right, Jay. We are out of here. What you got a deal for me real quick before we go?
Man, for this weekend, everything must go. Maybe even the sales. So then you say you heard this on the Syndicate Show, we're going to get you an additional $500 off.
Oh, get a $5. Just tell me you heard it on the Syndicate Show, and Jay's going to take $500 off anything that you buy there today.
On through.
All right, buddy. I'll holler at you later on this afternoon.
All right, man. You have a good one.
You too. All right, guys, that's my partner, Jay Parks. We'll be right back real quick. When we come back, we're going to... My tongue's getting twisted. When we come back, we're going to be listening to some soul jams. I'm going to take you back down Soul Town Road in Motown, baby.
Hey everybody, this is Derek Gray with the Mercer County Tourist Commission, and we are excited for our new app, Visit Mercer County KY. Head on over to the App Store, type in Visit Mercer County KY. You should see the new city logo with the navy background and the white H. Home screen here has attractions, food and drink, lodging, to-do, events, my plan, login, notifications, and tutorials. We are excited about the app, and whether you're a local or a visitor, we hope this enhances your experience when you come to Mercer County.
Here are today's local birthdays for Thursday, March 19th. Butch Taylor, Linda Cassidy Sparrow, Jerry Ann Price, Jaden Roberts, Claire Swihart, Chris Marshall, Jen Martin, Corey Jones, Audrey Hood, Jody Sadley, Michael Selby. You birthdays share them with these celebrities. Ruth Pointer, 80, singer. Renee Taylor, 93, actress. Ursula Andress, 90, actress. Glenn Close, 79, actress. Bruce Willis, 71, actor. Josie Loren, 39, actress.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it. No appointment necessary. Fast, friendly auto service every time. We'll have you in and out, hassle-free. Brakes, engines, and service of every kind. With free pickup and free delivery. CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it.
Positive Pay from Farmers National Bank is a powerful tool that may assist your business in preventing check fraud. Visit our website or call us at 859-236-2926 for more information. Farmers National Bank, member FDIC.
Buy, sell, and trade on the WHBN Swap Shop. Weekdays 3:05 on WHBN, FM 99.5, and AM 1420.
It's 11:22.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Southern Heating and Cooling. Keeping your home cozy is their priority. They're veteran-owned, family-operated, locally trusted. Go online to southernheatingcooling.com.
This is your bootleg meteorologist, Chris Jones here, and folks, what wild weather we've had lately. Temperatures have been in the 60s and 70s, pushing 80, and then boom, we get hit with severe weather, big booming thunderstorms, wind, and then all of a sudden, we're getting snow, and we're getting cold, and it's like, brr. And then, next thing you know, temperatures are going to jump back up into the 60s and 70s. That's right, folks. This weekend, we may even see over 80 degrees on Sunday. A little cold snap comes through for Monday. Temperatures drop back down in the 50s, maybe